watch the Tyson and Jake Paul fight? If so, you can leave some comments while I'm talking. I want to talk a little bit about that fight, and I know that no one tunes into my channel for fight commentary. It's because I talk about Jesus. But trust me, I'm going to tie this into faith and spiritual themes and Jesus at the end. But this is actually one of the only sports that I'm a fan of is boxing, jiu-jitsu, all that stuff. Because I grew up much of my life. That's been the sport I've personally engaged in, though insane ways. Because I was tempted to like just to actually box while I'm an active preacher, and I realized, oh yeah, I don't want to go on in front of people at a church as a 45-year-old or 50-year-old with a black eye. It's like, oh yeah, I was boxing last night. Let me tell you about Jesus. The brand thing is it's problematic. But anyway, um, the Tyson fight. Okay, there's a reason, maybe a couple reasons why people in ancient Greece didn't climb up Mount Olympus, and it's the same reason that the Irish didn't climb up Croagh Patrick. It's because they reverenced their legends and gods as they understood God. But it's also because I think that the ancient Greeks didn't want to climb up Mount Olympus and find out their gods weren't even there. And that's kind of the reason I wish that we had just left Tyson alone. You know, there's something that happens, there's something that goes away when you get older. And a legend should just be left to be a legend in our minds and to be a place where we wonder what would happen if Tyson fought. Now, this might be an unpopular view, but I actually think that if it were a real fight, Tyson might have won. Now, why do I think that? Because he dominated the first two rounds before he ran out of steam. And in real life, with no gloves on, a fight usually only goes like 2 minutes, and that's it. So he had an actual shot, but you could see really quickly that the technical knockout was given to Father Time, which won that one. Because if you're going to go for more than 2 minutes, you're going to run out of steam if you're nearing 60. And that's precisely what happened. His legs gave out on him. He just didn't have the strength to keep going. And what we saw happen was that Jake Paul, I think he was a little afraid at first, but then he backed down a bit. And he backed down a bit because he was like the young Greek man who was starting to summit Olympus and realizing, gosh, if the gods aren't there, I don't want to find out. And he ended the fight with some reverence and he bowed to his opponent, which was really cool. Um, I loved that. And I also love that he tweeted afterwards that he thanked everybody, but especially thanked God. Now, anyway, back to God. Here's a spiritual lesson in all this, guys. You can watch an interview I did with Arthur Brooks a few weeks ago about his book, From Strength to Strength, which was a phenomenal book. And it's a great lesson for everyone who's aging, which is everyone. Here's the lesson of the book. Everybody thinks that they are never going to face decline. Okay, now, in certain fields of work, you face decline really quickly. I actually was at a boxing match a couple years ago, and I was sitting next to a professional boxer, um, and he was a retired guy, and he was kind of a legend. But he said, "Yeah, man, boxing is very humbling." Like, humbling? It seems like something that could boost your pride. And he said, "Nope, time always wins." He said, "I don't care how good you are, you will always be replaced because of time. Age always wins." Now here's a guy who was accepting of the power of time and of age. All right. Tyson was not, and this is a lesson for Gen X. And I know all Gen X was rooting for Tyson, dude. Come on, we want that guy to win. We want him to win. And why did we want him to win? Because he's a sign that we can all still kick butt. But here's the thing: yeah, you can, but not in every way, not in every possible way. So, as you experience your decline, you're going to spend the last half of your life looking in the rearview mirror, mourning, or being like Tyson and thinking, I can go back to that hill that I went on. Because I don't think he's replaced this with something else. That's the sad part of the story. But the reality is that as your fluid brain declines, as the fluidity declines, as the innovative brain declines, as the strength that you had as a 20-something declines, there's a new curve where your wisdom brain increases, where there's a different type of fighting you might engage in that you'll thrive in, or maybe coaching or some other meaningful thing. And if you look for that next curve and hop on that new identity, that new definition of success, then your last years could be ones of years of thriving. And you don't have to experience the technical knockout of trying to stay in the last hill that you won on, right? Now, I did say something about the gods and not wanting to climb Olympus. There's one Lord who says, come on in, climb Olympus. You'll find that I'm still the victor, and that's Jesus. You can go to the empty tomb. Climb up straight to Mount Olympus. In the Christian faith, that's the empty tomb, and it's still empty. Jesus conquers death. He's forever young. He's forever victorious. And in him, we can be forever victorious, but we got to not find earthly hills, which all pass. They're all passing. They're all fleeting. Even if you're the world champ like Tyson had been, the GOAT, right? And find your new incline. But it takes deep faith and deep rest and deep knowledge of yourself to do that. Anyway, and someone just commented, in fact, Tyson did win 20 million. Hey, I can't blame him for that. All right, there it is. Wow, those eyes. Thank you, Blue Moon. Oh, Blue Moon, that's hilarious. I love the spelling. Anyway, God bless you guys. Have a blessed day. See ya.